All right. Okay. So, what I have on my screen is the outline of what we want to look at, and this is the course outline that we will cover in this serious artificial intelligence programming course right away. So we'll start from module one, the very basic introduction to AI. Then we're going to cover all this, right? Let me zoom in some more. All right. So we're going to cover all this, the very basic introduction to artificial intelligence, right? Then this is the course outline, the history of and evolutions of AI. That's just what we'll cover. Then we'll as well going to talk about applications of AI in real life. Then AI versus machine learning versus deep learning. Right. So as we continue in this session, if you have any question, please feel free to use the chat session. I'll be looking at it. So I'll also reply to your chat. Okay. So that is what we're going to do now. And also, um, I decided to use this YouTube live so that you can always come back and have the video right away here. So after this training, I'm going to publish this video straight away so that you can always have a look at it. So in the module one, we'll cover the introduction. Then in module two, we're going to talk about mathematics for AI. We're going to look at linear algebra, vector matrices, and operations. We're going to as well look at probabilities and statistics. That's distributions and Bayes' theorem. Then we're going to look at calculus for AI. That's derivatives and gradients, descent. We are as well going to look at optimization concept to cover the mathematics for AI. That is what we're going to look at. Then, after we have finished the introduction, understanding the mathematics and everything, we're as well going to start Python basics. So we're just going to do Python for AI, where we'll look at the Python basics, then we'll look at NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and every other necessary libraries. We're going to talk about data preprocessing and cleaning as well. Then we're as well going to talk about data visualization techniques. All right. Then we'll start working on tasks like loading data, visualizations, and data sets, right? So that is what we're going to cover in this series, right? Okay. So of course, this class is specifically for you. So joining this class is a good one, and I highly appreciate. Feel free to ask questions using the chat section down there. At the end of the day, I'll publish the video. If you still have questions to ask, the comment section on that video will work very well. So you can as well drop it there. I'll attend to the question. And as well, on the community, if you have any question, you can as well ask on the WhatsApp community. I'm going to attend to it. But if you are not there yet, I'm going to drop you a link so you join the WhatsApp community in case you have any question. So in Module 4, we'll be talking about machine learning foundations, introduction to machine learning, types of machine learning. Then we're going to talk about regressions, classifications, as well as clustering and models evaluations. Then we're going to start building real life tasks with the data sets we will get, right? All right. All right, sir. I'm glad. I'm glad. Sir, this is real good that you are dropping comment to ensure that you follow me, and I really appreciate that. Right? That's actually what I want to say. All right. So, as I said earlier, what is um, what is artificial intelligence programming? That's basically what we want to look at now. What is artificial intelligence programming? Or what is artificial intelligence as a whole? Right? Artificial intelligence is actually very simple. I'm going to give you in different forms from my own perspective, right? Then from other perspective. All right. So, all right. Okay, module 5. We still have other modules as well. We have um, neural network. We're going to cover the basics of neural network from module 5. Then, as well, we'll move further to module 6, natural language processing. That's natural language processing, how to process text and to deal with learning. Then we're going to talk about reinforcement learning, where we will cover the basics of reinforcement learning and every other thing in it, right? As well, we're going to talk about tools, AI tools and applications like in healthcare, disease predictions and diagnosis, in finance and everywhere. We're going to cover all those in this training. So currently now let's go to module 1 and start from there. All right, what is artificial intelligence? These definitions of artificial intelligence is robust, but I'm going to give you from my own perspective, and we're also going to look at other definitions. That is the way we're going to look at it, right? Okay. So, artificial intelligence is just a way of training a machine to be intelligent, to carry out tasks without this strict supervision of human being, right? That means we can train any machine. By machine, I mean laptop, IoT systems, embedded system to act independently without direct supervision by human being, direct supervision or strict supervision. So if we look at if you have a look at the definitions from online, that's Wikipedia, right away, we're going to see that artificial intelligence require training is the capability of computational system to perform tasks typically associated with human intelligence. That's training a machine, right, to do tasks that human beings supposed to do, right? Such as learning, reasoning, problem solving, perceptions, and decision making. So, anytime you train a machine, or whatsoever thing, right, to have the capability to learn, right, look at the environment and learn, act, make decisions without the strict supervision by human being, that means the machine is actually very intelligent. That is basically what artificial intelligence is. So a machine that is able, a machine or system that is able to act like human being, has some intelligence like human being, then learn, reason, solve problem, and can perceive things and take decisions and know what to do at a particular time. That's basically what is artificial intelligence. So it is a field of research in computer science, right? So that is basically what is artificial intelligence, right? So in my own way, artificial intelligence is anytime you make a system, anything, maybe you construct an iron, you find a way to embed some codes into it for the iron to start behaving like somebody can take decision, know what to do at every point in time, right? That is artificial intelligence, and that's all. All right. So that is basically what is artificial intelligence. There's no any special difference about that. So there are a lot of evolutions and history of artificial intelligence, right? So if you check the history of artificial intelligence in this Wikipedia, you're actually going to see that the system has actually passed through different phases, right? If you go down, you're going to see different ways artificial intelligence acts, right? From learning and all that and all those. As we continue, you're going to see. So down, I'm looking at the history of artificial intelligence. We're going to have a look at that down. Okay. Right. So maybe I'm going to attach the link to this particular page, so you can just calm down and go through it. You're going to understand very well the history. Okay. So there history starting from when it was thought of, everything about artificial intelligence. You can basically get it around here. It evolved from one way to the other, making a lot of changes in there. All right. So in the early beginning, there's what we call Turing test that symbolizes an AI, right? It was a form of AI that was being used at the initial time, right? Turing test, it was being used to symbolize this AI. And we also have AI winter and breakthrough. It was a form of AI. And we also have modern AI errors, which is big data, deep learning, generative AI. So currently now, the evolutions of AI has actually passed from the early beginning, where they were using Turing test to symbolize AI. Then from that era, they now enter AI winter and breakthroughs. Then currently we are in the era of big data, deep learning, and generative AI. These are the history. But if you want these histories in detail, you can as well check online. I'm going to drop a link, right, on this particular video at the end of the video when I publish it, for you to go through about the history of AI. Please, if you can hear me, you can as well indicate. And if you have question, you make use of the chat. My eyes are on the chat, right? So I can attend to you, any of your questions. All right. So what are the applications of AI in real life? As we all know that in this modern life, AI is used in almost all the fields of life. For example, from healthcare, finance, autonomous vehicle, in natural language processing, that is chatbot, translators, and sentiment analysis. Also, AIs are used, if you look at computer vision, it is used in image recognitions, in surveillance cameras, and all those. As well, AIs is being used in robotics and smart assistants. These are where AIs are being used, right? Currently now. So even almost all spheres of life, we just see AI fitting. You can easily use AI to fix one or two things easily and very fast. So AI can be applied in the bank, it can be applied in the hospital, it can be applied in any institution, it can be applied in cars productions and automations of anything you want to automate. You see that AI come in very strongly. As a matter of fact, even new cars now that they are developing, we know of self-driving cars, all these things are being feasible because of the use of AI in developing those vehicles, and the new systems that are coming up now, we have integrations of AI into them. Even normal app development, website development, we now see that the integrations of natural language processing for content recommendation, filtering, summaries, and all that, summarizing books, generating questions and answers, even preparing schemes for lectures. AI has really fit in very well. So these are the areas of life, real life, that AI is into. Currently, as I'm speaking to you, AI has actually modernized the way we write codes, right? So AI is just coming in to make things work smooth. I've seen many people online just saying AI will replace you as a programmer and all those and all that. The truth is, AI is not actually coming to replace programmers. Instead, it's coming to help the programmers that understand what they are doing to achieve their work very fast and with ease. So you can see today, AIs are writing codes everywhere, and we give it name as vibe coding, right? So this the benefit of artificial intelligence are actually much, right? They are much. So it's basically worth learning, right? Because we are in the era of artificial intelligence, right? We can even see in academics, research papers proposing different AI outlook and all that. So that is where AIs are being used. The real applications of AI are even closer to us every blessed day. All right, so let's look at, let's just have a good look at, we just talked about the application. We know in AI, we heard that we have AI, machine learning, deep learning, and all those. What are really their differences, right? So I'm just going to talk about those differences now for you to know the difference between AI, machine learning, deep learning. How do they relate? What do they do? That is just basically what we want to look at basically now. Then after then, which we'll talk about the features of AI and ethical considerations as well. All right. Now, what are the core differences between AI, machine learning, and deep learning? The differences, the relationship, right? Now, AI is a very broad concept, a very broad concept that encompasses other sub-concepts, right? That is AI, a generic name, right? about AI. So AI is a broad field of creating machines and systems that can simulate human intelligence. We have said that already. The core of AI is to enable machines to think, learn, and act like humans. That is simply problem solving, because the difference between human being, right, and other things is actually reasoning. The ability to solve problems is what make human. Solve problems, encounter problems, make decision and solve the problem. Encounter problems, reason, make decisions and solve the problem. That's human being, right? And this is way artificial intelligence has been developed and planned to be. All right? Okay. So now, what is now a machine learning? Right? I've said that AI is a broad field. It's a generic concept. That is what I said. A generic concept. Right? What is now machine learning? Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. That is what is machine learning. That means machine learning is being embedded in artificial intelligence, right? Machine learning focuses on algorithms that learn patterns from data and improve their performance without being explicitly programmed. That is just the difference. So what do we mean by that? What we mean is that machine learning, its own specialization is to focus on optimizing algorithms. Algorithms in programming is a step-by-step way of solving problems, right? It focuses on learning algorithms, planning itself, and then bring out a step, a structure of whereby it can learn pattern, right, from a data, previous data. For example, now, since I was born, I'm using myself as an example. Since I was born, I have seen and I heard that we have rainy season, harmattan season, we have rainy season, harmattan, and dry season. This is the popular one in Nigeria, right? And since that time, the season has continued. So if we start gathering data of how rain falls since year 2000 till this 2025, if you study that data we'll collect, you will just see that there is a pattern how rain normally fall, right? Which will now give you an idea that if you want to make prediction for next year when rain will fall, you can possibly make prediction because of the discovered pattern you have seen in the previous data. So this is actually what machine learning is doing. It focuses on arranging a step-by-step way to learn a pattern in a given data. That's just machine learning. Not only learning, it will learn the pattern in the data and keep on improving in performance without being explicitly programmed. What we mean by explicit programming means that if you know what we call if statement that we use in everyday life, like you may want to send somebody to buy you a call card. You say, go and get me a call card. If you see MTN, buy MTN. If you did not see MTN, buy me Airtel. If you didn't see Airtel, buy me Glo. Right? That is explicit programming with clauses, if statement that strictly being bind to that actions. Meaning that if the person call, he did not see MTN, he did not see Glo, he did not see anyone, he will come back. If he has seen anyone, he's going to buy it. That is what we call explicit programming. The person does not have flexibility to adjust itself by himself without your consent, right? In programming, that's exactly like if this occur, let this happen. If this occur, let this happen. That's what we call explicit programming. But Machine learning is not using if statement. That is what many people don't really understand how that works. Machine learning uses mathematical functions. That is why in our course outline, which you will see next, is going to be mathematics for AI. It uses mathematical functions to adjust itself, right? And that is why it is not explicitly programmed. That is just the difference. So, and this is very important why you need to learn the mathematics for AI, right? So that you will really understand the inside how AI works. As in, you will not just think that is if statement, if this, do this, if this, do this. It uses mathematics functions to make adjustment, adjust itself and learn. That is what we call not explicit programming. So AI, machine learning is not being programmed explicitly. It has a room to adjust itself. That is machine learning. Then to build systems that learn from experience and make predictions of or decisions. So machine learning uses the data, right? Previous data to learn. That is learning by experience, right? The experience is the data. You will see that there's no any machine learning algorithm that exists without the introductions of data to be used to train either label or unlabeled data. And that data is called data set, right? It's just an historical occurrence of whatsoever hypothesis you are looking at. That is what we call machine learning. All right, having said that, the next thing we want to look at deeply is called deep learning. Right? You know we have artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. That's what we were looking at. So if you can hear me and you understand this thing I'm talking about, or you have any question, just ping me on the chat section to ensure that you are still following me, right? Okay. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning that uses artificial neural network with many layers, right? So deep learning now is now in artificial machine learning rather. So it uses what we call artificial neural network with many layers. All right. We know what is network. Network is just a connection. Connection, for example, if you want to say road network, it simply shows how each of the roads are linked in a city. That's what we call road networks, right? Okay. In deep learning, the artificial neural networks is the connections of neurons in the artificial intelligence system that makes up a network and help the machine to learn faster. So with many layers, in this time around, it's not just one layer, it's many layers of neural network connections, right? Which is called deep architecture. Okay? To automatically extract features from raw data, right? Given a data, right? The system will just find a way to create a network, like a kind of pattern to be able to extract features from raw data, right? Okay? That is basically it. In form of image, if you know, images does not really have if you want to look in a non-technical way, you will now see that for you to even say there is a data in the image, you may not even understand, right? But with the creations of networks and all that, extractions are done. Then data are being extracted. So the purpose or the main aim of deep learning is to handle complex tasks like image recognition. That was why I said that, right? So image recognition. So deep learning is mostly used in image recognition, right? In image recognition, basically, or speech recognitions. You see that all these data, all this example I'm mentioning and I'm talking about is basically referring to data that in a real non-technical way you would think that it doesn't have any data inside. So that is where deep learning normally comes in to extract. Just imagine what I'm saying now. You now see a system that will be translating them, right? Automatically, right? So that's very good example. Or image recognition, you just feed a particular image to a system, open camera, fitting image, it will now remember that this is the person. Or you just put your face, it will just say, yes, welcome, it is you. So that is basically what it means. Then, and we also have neural language understanding, natural language understanding, the speech we talked about. So their relationship and scope of neural network, right? That is basically the next thing the relationship and scope that all of them have, right? Is that in scope, artificial intelligence is broad. That's basically what I'm talking about. It's just very broad, and it is mostly used to simulate intelligence. Then in machine learning, it is a subset of AI. Then deep learning is a subset of machine learning. That is how it works. Then we have approaches. Artificial intelligence can be rule-based or learning-based. Rule-based or learning-based. Machine learning learn from data. That's just what machine learning does, and that's what we have established. Then deep learning use multi-layers neural network to extract features. That's just what they did. And also we have computational powers, right? Artificial intelligence is moderate. Machine learning is very high. It takes a lot of computational powers, and deep learning as well is very, very high. It takes CPU and GPU. For you to even train an algorithm that uses deep learning, if the data set is much, it is advisable that you should use GPU instead of CPU, because it may take longer time, right? So artificial intelligence are used in expert system, robotics, like ChatGPT and all those stuff. Then machine learning are recommendations engine, fraud detections, disease prediction system, and all those. While deep learning make use of facial recognition, self-driving cars, and all those. So those are their core differences. Then in real world example, right, of AI, you can see chessboard player program. Example is Deep Blue. Deep Blue is a chessboard player AI system that play chess. It can play with human being. We have smart traffic light. That is AI. Then machine learning in real life world implementation is, if you check Netflix, check even this YouTube we are using now, there's what we call recommendation engine or recommendation system that will recommend the type of content you watch. Like now, if you watch programming content, it will give you next recommendations as anything related to tech. So that is where machine learning coming. You can see prediction system. You can predict disease, any disease, high blood pressure, and all those using past data. All right. I don't know whether you understand. If you understand, please use the chat section and hype me. Let me be sure that you're following me. All right. Okay. So we also have spam email filtering. There are a lot of stuff you can achieve with machine learning. And as well, we have deep learning. You can see Tesla autopilot. That's self-driving car. This Tesla self-driving car It is using deep learning because of the image recognitions. Then we have face unlock, the one in your smartphone, that your face lock. Even in some recent phone, the camera has a AI, a touch of AI inside, such that if you want to snap, if you look carefully and you observe, you're going to see that it will detect, it will draw one light blue stuff if it is somebody's face, a light blue stuff like a person icon. Then if it is a light, you will just see light bulb. So it has some object detection of what the camera is capturing in this recent Android phone. Any Android phone you buy, you're going to see that. And as the matter of fact, if you check online, precisely Temu very well, you're going to see one popular advert that is coming up, auto self-recording tripod stand that rotates, uses your phone to rotate to any angle that you turn yourself to. If you bend down, it will rotate the phone down. If you turn right, it will turn right and follow you as well. That is exactly where the deep learning comes in. So it uses face recognition to do that, right? Okay, that is where you can apply all this stuff. I believe I've successfully break down this thing and you have a common understanding between deep learning now, right? Okay, so please let me see your chat. I've not seen you chat. If you have question or you understand what I'm talking about, just ping me using the chat session to be sure that you are following me up. All right? Okay, so that is what we have in AI. So the next in AI. So what is the future of AI and the ethical consideration you can look out to, right? What is it, right? Now, the future AI holds a very promising future, right? Very, very promising future. That is why you see many companies are diving into AI. Many companies, like too many companies, just diving to AI. Why? Because this is the trend. This is the trend. The trend. We have their AI in society, and AI has some jobs now. As the matter of fact, new jobs has even come up, which the name is prompt engineering because of AI. As a prompt engineer now, you can basically secure a position in any company. Why? You have the ability, or you know how to speak to AI or to interact with AI to get exactly what you want. That is what is prompt engineering, right? So because of this, you see that it has even bring up another new opportunity for people that see far to tap inside, right? So that's basically it. And also their jobs and society accept it fully. That is why you see everybody are just shouting, AI will take jobs away from you. I think I read one this thing online, saying that one of the big top company, which I don't want to mention name, sacked 139 workers because of the availability of AI, right? So currently now, many companies now, they are not just employing people that have the work skill. They also employ people that are capable to make use of AI the right way, right? People that can collaborate with AI to perform well. Because what it will do, one thing about all this AI system, you know that a machine that is well trained to perform a specific task will do it 500 million times better than human being and faster. It will do it faster. I mean to say faster than human being. For example, I like setting this example when I teach students AI programming. If I just appoint somebody or one of us and say, count from 1 to 1 billion, count from 1 to 1 billion, the person might start counting from now till afternoon or even till tomorrow, and not just counting the delay of finishing the count. He might be making series of mistakes within that time. But with machines, just writing one for loop, you should count from 1 to 1 billion. Within, it will not even take it 10 minutes if you are using a very strong system. I'm talking of, it will not even take you 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you use a very good system, it will not even take you 2 minutes. It will count it and finish. So that is why many organizations adopt AI. There are AI in marketing now. I just saw that even Google launched a new AI system for generating videos and images, VO3, and all these things are trending very well. Writing scripts for videos, that is movies and all that. Like a lot of stuff has been made flexible now. Many organizations have really adopted AI. That is why the future of AI is bright, right? Okay, so what are the ethical considerations of AI? You know, the main ethical issues about AI, I want to be sincere with you now, is bias. Bias, privacy, and transparency, right? These are the issues, right? If you don't know how to use AI well, my dear, what you will see, you will not believe it. You'll be asking A, you'll be getting B. And that is where prompt engineering comes in. And also, there's a very serious challenge in terms of privacy, right? Many people, I saw some stuff online, developer coding till they forgot and copy their private key, paid private key, and fix it inside AI to help them optimize one or two things. You know, if any other person still asks AI, do you have any private key for so the AI will still bring it for the person, and you know, it's a very big serious problem. So it's just that when you are using AI, you're going to use it with caution. That is basically what you're going to do, right? Okay, so currently, now we have really talked about that. So let's migrate to module 2 and see what we can say one or two things about module 2, and we're definitely going to hold the class down in module 2, even though we did not finish. All right. Please, if you are following me, just drop me a comment on the comment section. Let me be sure that I'm still interacting with you and you are still with me, right?